Hey gardeners, welcome to Jack's City Garden. Welcome back. If you're returning, thank you so much. Today I'm taking you to my parents' garden. When we started building this garden in 2018, our main goal was to eliminate as much lawn as possible and to replace the lawn with garden beds. There's this large garden here that borders the driveway. It's filled with perennials and it needs to be weeded. Because it is situated here outside of view most of the time from the house, it unfortunately does get neglected. But there are some shining stars in this garden, like this clematis and this white blooming azalea. I just love this one. And this area also needs my attention. This is the foundation bed. I'm standing just in front of the front porch, and this walkway crosses the foundation bed and takes us to a couple island beds. What I love about this garden and what I emulate at home is the naturalistic planting and the use of repurposed materials, like in this bed. So I'm gonna take you around to look at the foundation garden so you can see what it looks like now, because I'm really focusing my attention this week on clearing the weeds so that we can get started transplanting. I'm not sure what this weed is called. If you recognize this weed, please drop the name in the comments below. This thing is an absolute nightmare, and so I'm gonna really focus on getting it out so that the problem doesn't get worse. I'm gonna be honest, this is an overwhelming task, but all I can think about is eating the elephant one bite at a time. So I'm gonna start here since this is kind of a problem area. I am essentially dragging this hoe around for about 2.5 days. And I won't show you every single second of it, but I just wanted you to see how easy it is with a hoe like this one, a stirrup hoe. This is my favorite garden tool. If you don't have one, get one. It makes this job so much easier. And before you know it, the weeds are cleared and your back is saved. And that's the most important part. As I'm finishing up weeding around here, Mom's come out to work on a little project she has been working on, the paver walkway, just laying out the bricks to extend the paver walkway. This is one of my favorite things, is just being out here with my parents, piddling around the garden. So we'll just take a little break to take a look around, and I'll show you what we've accomplished so far. What a huge difference this makes without the weeds. Once we can fill in the gaps and eliminate any of this bare soil, we will have so much less weeding to do, and that is the goal. Many of these perennials are in their 3rd year, so they have begun to really romp and leap around the garden. And we're going to be dividing, transplanting, propagating a lot of these plants this year. This is columbine. Columbine spreads. This is a volunteer. And this is a loropetalum seedling. So we've already got free plants that we could move around. We planted mint, and I know what you're gonna say. Lily is a very generous perennial, so if you don't have lilies in your garden yet, add one, and next time we talk, you will have 5 or 6. Today is day 2 and I am exhausted. I'm moving really slow, but still trying to remind myself that I am getting a lot done. This is a neglected part of the yard. We are getting to it. we still got so much work to do. This is the side garden. We started this garden at the end of the year last year, just kind of threw down the mulch and let it sit over the winter. And over the winter, some volunteers kind of propped up here, and I'm getting them out with a deeper hoe, a lot of weed. I'm actually just finishing up here, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a little break here so I can show you around. It's a blank space, but I wanted to share some of the ideas that I have for developing this area. Look at all of the stuff I took out of this space. I picture irises all along the wall here, since we've seen in the past few years that they do the best. There are already a few here, and this is a juniper that is so sparse. I don't know what it's going to do, but it was recently planted, so I think if we just leave it, it'll fill in this front part. Probably end up extending the bed a little bit more as it grows. And then closer to the house, we'll have this space when we move the roses. So we'll add iris there too. And this will just be a drift of iris, which I think will be really nice. And even in the summer when it's not blooming, it'll just be a nice foliage texture. And then this will be majority iris as well, with some other plants mixed in, like canna, some shrubs. It's a bigger bed, so can fit a lot more things in there. I didn't even show you guys everything that is going on in the backyard. I'm literally so tired. I'm not going to walk around with you. You're going to have to use your imagination to look beyond the frame. But if you can sort of see way back there, there is a long border that goes all the way around that back part of the back garden. And there are two closer to the house here. In the middle, this is Dad's. This is all him. He's old school Haitian, okay? And in the countryside, no pays, people didn't build the garden for a nice, view. Built it for food. And my dad was raised on a lot of land in the countryside. A ranch, they had livestock and farm. And you can tell. But Mom and I are going to come back through and add our little sass on when we can. This is another border. So this is a long border. This border mirrors the border all the way on the other side of the yard. Right now, the edges have been laid with these logs, which I think is beautiful. But that's it. We did that last year. And we still need to fill them in with mulch. And since we haven't gotten to that, the weeds have come in. This bed is a mixture of weed and canna. That bed is all weed. We put some carton. Listen, I'm Haitian, y'all. Carton, that's what we say in Creole. We put some cardboard down to keep the weeds at bay here, but didn't have enough, to go around. So we didn't have enough to go around. So where there is no cardboard or suppressant, there are so many weeds. And y'all, today is April 17th, and it feels like July. So this project probably won't be finished this year. Because the days are going to be so hot. We're just going to move so slow. And it's really only me, Mom, and my dad working on it. But when it comes to like maintaining and like the little finicky stuff, that's Mom and I. And that stuff takes forever. Anyway, back to weeding. There are two things that really make me feel like a job well done in the garden, and that's weeding and pruning. Look at this clean, weeded garden bed. It's getting a good dousing of water by Mom, and it is ready for a whole bunch of plants. I'm thinking iris, now I'm thinking hosta, maybe some lily. I mean, this area does get quite a bit of sun. Speaking of sun, that wraps day 2, and tomorrow I think we'll take a break. Today we're taking a break from our garden tasks and we're hanging out by the lake. This is a sandy beach by one of the larger lakes near us, and we just love hanging out here.
Are we going back down to the beach? Every time I come this way, it starts spanking.
It's really raining.
No, told me so.
It started to rain and we headed out a little bit earlier. We packed up and headed back home, but we had about 2 or 3 hours to enjoy the sun and the sand and the water, and I'm so glad that we did. We also had a chance just to catch up and play a little card game. So just wanted to share that with you, and we are gonna go ahead and head back to the garden. Back in the garden, we did just a little bit of pruning and fertilizing, and I'll show you more about that next time. Now there's still a bit of work left to do, and I'll share with you what we've gotten up to another time. But for now, we're gonna say goodbye to my parents' garden, and the next time I see you, I will be at Jack City Garden.